Yo, what's up everyone? Hassan Minhaj here, and today we are diving deep into the world of Pakistani law. Don't worry, I promise to make it as painless as possible. We're talking about the Supreme Court Practice and Procedure Amendment Act 2024. This act is a pretty big deal, shaking things up in Pakistan's highest court. It's basically a rule book update, aligning the Supreme Court's operations with the newly minted 26th Amendment to the Constitution. Think of it like a software update for your phone, but instead of fixing bugs, it's fixing legal loopholes. This amendment is all about bringing more transparency and accountability to the Supreme Court. It's about making sure everyone understands the rules of the game, from the judges to, well, you and me. We're talking about how cases are selected, how benches are formed, and how the whole system operates. Now, I know what you're thinking, Hassan, this sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry. But trust me, this stuff matters. The Supreme Court is the final word on legal matters in Pakistan. Its decisions have a huge impact on the lives of millions. So, buckle up, grab some popcorn, or chai if that's your thing, and let's break down this legal labyrinth together. This ain't just about legal mumbo jumbo, it's about power, accountability, and ensuring that justice is served. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the preamble. Now, I know preambles sound boring, like the instructions you skip before assembling IKEA furniture. But in this case, it's important. The amended preamble is like a mission statement laying down the law. Literally, it clearly states that the Parliament of Pakistan has the authority to regulate the practice and procedure of the Supreme Court. This might not seem like a big deal, but trust me, it is. It establishes a clear separation of powers, ensuring that the judiciary, while independent, isn't operating in a vacuum. The Parliament, representing the will of the people, gets to set the ground rules for how the Supreme Court functions. Think of it like this. The Supreme Court is like a referee in a football match. They make sure everyone plays by the rules. But who sets the rules of the game in the first place? That's right, the governing body, in this case the Parliament. This clear demarcation of authority is crucial for a healthy democracy. It ensures checks and balances, preventing any one branch from becoming too powerful. It's all about keeping things fair and balanced, just like a well-played cricket match, and we all know how much Pakistanis love their cricket. Now let's talk about when this amendment kicks in. This isn't some distant law that might or might not be implemented. This thing is effective immediately, like right now. From the moment the president gave it the nod, it became the law of the land. But here's where it gets interesting. The amendment also has a retroactive clause. This means it applies to certain cases that were already in motion before the law was passed. Now, this doesn't mean every single old case is suddenly subject to the new rules. It specifically targets those cases dealing with the suo motu powers of the Supreme Court, which basically means cases the court initiated on its own. This retroactive application is a big deal. It shows that the amendment isn't just about future cases. It's about addressing concerns about how certain powers were used in the past. It's like hitting the reset button, ensuring a level playing field for everyone involved in these specific cases. This retroactive element is all about ensuring fairness and consistency in the application of justice. It's about righting past wrongs and making sure everyone is playing by the same set of rules, regardless of when the case was first brought to the court. Alright, let's talk about one of the most significant changes introduced by the amendment. the formation of the Committee for Bench Constitution. This committee is like the casting director for the Supreme Court, deciding which judges will hear which cases. Before this amendment, the Chief Justice had sole discretion over bench formation. But now, this new committee, comprising senior Supreme Court judges, gets to weigh in. This ensures a more transparent and balanced approach to key case allocation, minimizing the potential for bias or favoritism. The committee's role is crucial, especially when it comes to forming benches to hear those high-stakes constitutional cases. These cases often involve complex legal questions with far-reaching implications for the country. By having a committee decide on the bench composition, the amendment aims to enhance public trust and confidence in the impartiality of the judicial process. This isn't about undermining the judiciary, it's about strengthening it. It's about making sure the process of selecting judges for specific cases is as transparent and impartial as possible. Because at the end of the day, justice should not only be done, but also be seen to be done